Welcome back. It's Lach and Raph here. And as always, we're on a mission to dramatically improve the health and fitness of Australia's business executives and leaders, which is why today you're tuning in to learn about meal frequency and timing, how much of a difference it actually makes. So, Raph, how much of a difference does it make?
I've had a personal journey with meal timing, how many meals to eat. Initially, obsessed with this, right? And it was mostly around making sure I get my protein shake in as soon as possible after my workout, to the point where it was like, even if I had another exercise, I'd just start drinking the protein shake in the gym just to, get it going. Then when I switched to I don't want to have protein shakes, I want to have real meals, it was like carrying the full meal into the gym so you can eat it immediately after your workout. Probably seen
You used to carry meals into the gym?
Yeah, we first started CrossFit. I'd have the container of food
true.
ready to go. So I think you did as well.
Probably.
And we'd be straight into it. And then probably the most extreme is when I was doing the BCAs, broken down protein during the drinks, so during training. So there was a lot of obsession with that. And then it was the right type of food at night before you go to bed, all those types of things. Then I swung to the opposite, and I was like, you know what? I don't think this matters at all for fat loss and muscle gain. And then I kind of threw it all out. And I'm like, doesn't matter when I eat, doesn't matter about the frequency. Here's the truth. Meal timing, so what time you eat food and how frequently you eat food, doesn't really affect how you look. No one's ever, changed the exact frequency from 2 meals to 5 meals and 3 months later look dramatically different. All else being equal, it doesn't. But it can matter if you really mess it up in a few ways. And what I've learned at Locker Room with a lot of executives really do mess it up. And they mess it up bad. Yeah. So meal timing actually does matter. And that's why I think you can hear people online say, it doesn't matter at all. Maybe not, but for you, it may matter a lot. So we'll go through today a few ways that I think meal frequency and meal timing can matter a lot, and where it doesn't. So the first one, like I said, doesn't really change. So if you're going from 2 meals to 6 meals, or from 6 meals down to 2 meals, you will see almost no different in your physique as long as you're keeping everything else the same. So our general recommendation of how many meals, it's nothing exciting here. It's 3 to 4 meals a day. That's just practical for most people and sustainable in Australia, right? Where just most people are eating that. Western civilization just fits in, with when restaurants are open and everything. So there's very, very rarely a reason to go outside 3 to 4 meals a day. Now, let's move on. There's more here. So best time to eat for fat loss. I found a study where they compared fat loss diets. So same amount of calories. Both groups were trying to lose fat, and they were losing fat. They were in a calorie deficit. So eating less calories than they need. And one group ate 80% of their calories before 5 p.m. The other group ate 80% of their calories after 5 p.m. Right? Okay. So one group's all in the start of the day. The other group's all end of the day. End of the study, no difference in fat loss. No difference at all between the groups. But they did find the people that ate more in the morning were less hungry throughout the day. They averaged hunger check-ins every 2 hours than the group that ate more at the end of the day. To be honest, this is not surprising, because the group eating at the end of the day was not eating all day. So They were more hungry during the day.
Makes sense.
So it does make sense. So there's nothing really surprising there. But I think what is the recommendation, and what I've found and clients found, is just evenly spaced meals work very well for fat loss, because you're avoiding extreme hunger, which generally leads to bad food choices. So I know the intermittent fasting can get very, very popular. Our recommendation, unless someone's desperate to try that, is not to do that, right? It's to have evenly spaced meals that just avoids you getting too hungry at any one moment. Only exception would be if you're starting to get very low in your calories because you're really trying to lose the last 5 kilos. Sometimes you can narrow that window, having your first meal a little bit later or your last meal a little bit earlier, just to say, I'll do all my eating in 8 hours instead of 20 hours or 16 hours, can help a little bit. But overall, fat loss, you want smaller, evenly spaced meals. One thing I'll add is snacking has been proven to be negative for fat loss. So obviously, if the calories are the same, you get the same result as evenly spaced meals. But if you're just frequently snacking all the time, you're not stoking any metabolic burn. All you're really doing is teaching your body to always expect food and always be thinking about food and always be a little bit hungry. So I find for most people that just makes it harder to control their hunger and making bad overeating choices, right?
Well, so I remember when I was with our nutritionist, Nathan, who was probably one of the top nutritionists that I've ever met. We've met a lot. Is that he basically said to us, I said to him, I go, what's the one thing that our most successful clients do as a habit that are most of them on a weight loss journey? And he said, they eat breakfast. And that's a meal timing thing. That's a hunger thing. That's a stopping the cravings as soon as you can sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean, look, I really think that starting the day with breakfast, especially, even if it's a small one. Like I get the intermittent fasting thing, but just something small, protein shake, bit of yogurt, a bit of fruit, that sort of thing goes a long way.
Huge. That's
Yeah.
when you see the bad choices. People are like, oh, I'm starving. And it's like a croissant and a coffee.
Yeah.
Bad choice.
Yeah.
Right? Next one. So that's fat loss. Then it's like the best time to eat for energy. Now, this is a big one, right? It's no, you're not changing your fat loss and your muscle gain, but when you eat does have a big impact on how you feel energetic. It's individual, but here are the general guidelines. Big meals typically can disrupt your energy levels, right? I think everyone, it's like common sense, right? A huge meal, you generally feel a little bit tired while you're digesting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Second one, very large meals before bedtime, because that can leave you like hot, full, uncomfortable in bed. And what that's going to do is disrupt your sleep, which has the biggest impact on your energy levels, right? So if you ruin your sleep, you're going to ruin your energy levels. So I think when it comes to like, how do I eat more, how do I space on my meals for energy? You just got to experiment with what's going to give you the best sleep and what's going to leave you feeling pretty energetic after a meal. And I do think for most people, that's going to be smaller meals.
Yeah.
Right? If you feel like I could not run 100 meters after a meal, it's probably too big of a meal.
Yeah.
Probably overdone it.
Yeah.
Next one would be, some clients will come to us, they're looking for muscle gain. Timing matters, I would say, even less here, because you're eating like more food than you need to gain weight. You're almost always digesting food.
Yeah.
So this idea you need to eat like 10 meals a day, no reason to at all. I would just say the same thing. You need to eat frequently, because otherwise you're going to have to eat too big of meals, right? And your energy levels, digestion is not going to be as good. So you just got to really hit your daily calories and proteins, eat whatever time's going to work for you. Last one, and I put this in because it is an extremely popular one, is fasted cardio. So like, is there extra benefit from skipping the breakfast, which I know you're not a fan of, but maybe going out, doing cardio first thing in the morning? Okay. Reality is they've proven a minuscule effect, tiny effect. They said it's around 2% better fat loss from doing cardio fasted compared to not fasted.
Which is like imperceptible in the body.
Yeah, it's not like, so what this not is 2% more fat loss. So like, I was going to be 12%, now I'm 10% shredded. No. It's, you were going from 12% to 10%, it's 2% of the 2%.
Well, it's like you were going to lose a kilo of fat and then you ended up losing,
200 grams. Something. Yeah.
No. You were like
20
1,000 grams. Yeah.
20 grams.
And you lost 20 grams.
Yeah, 20 grams.
Which is like nothing.
No, like basically no scale you're on even measures 20 grams.
Yeah.
That's like miniature food scales.
Yeah.
And even that is like, it's questionable. So like, no difference is the point here, right? No difference because you ate before your cardio, you didn't eat before your cardio. A lot of people just like doing cardio fasted. Great. Enjoy that. The thing that matters is doing the cardio.
Yes.
Doing the cardio matters. You can burn like 400 calories in a big cardio session. Whether you eat or not before the cardio makes no difference at all.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. And yeah, be very careful with falling for that sort of sexy, faster cardio stuff. It just doesn't make that much of a difference.
No, so like if you're an executive, you're not, you definitely want to lose weight, but you're not trying to get in like crazy shape. You just want to like be lean, be able to see your abs. Meal timing is typically something that you actually really shouldn't be thinking about. Not a big worry, as long as you're feeling energetic throughout the day and you're not ruining your sleep and you're prepared with your food, doesn't matter. So if I was to simplify it, 3 to 4 balanced meals a day works really well. Make sure you're like including protein, at least a fist size of protein every one. That's going to work. We have some clients that like to do 1 meal a day, still can work.
Yeah.
Right. But it's more the exception. They really want to do that. Post-workout meals, still important. Like we still say it's a good idea to eat after your training. You don't need to do it in 6.5 minutes after your training. 1 to 2 hours after your training is all good. Don't probably have a huge meal right before your training because you just train bad, right? Which is ruins a whole bunch of other things. And then last one is just focus on the fundamentals. Forget about the timing. Get the fiber right. Get the calories right. Get the protein right. Listen to the other episodes we've got on nutrition. That is really where you're going to change your physique. You're going to lose fat. You're going to improve your blood work. That's where the benefits are going to be. There's going to be not much to find on the other side of tweaking how many meals you have per day.
Can I add one more bonus timing thing, which is if you are feeling flat before an afternoon session, it can be strategic to, I say afternoon because most people have more energy in the morning, but if you're training kind of like around that 2 to 6 p.m. time slot, having whatever carbohydrates you have left in your diet before you train, fast-acting carbohydrates like a Powerade or a banana or something like that, can give you that immediate fuel, that immediate energy before the workout and a bigger pump as well. So being well hydrated, having those carbohydrates right before you work out within half an hour, that's going to optimize performance.
Yeah, and we recommend that a lot instead of caffeine. So often, say it's a 5 p.m. workout, so you're going to work, you come into the gym after. So much better to have some carbohydrates, like a banana, or even some
actual
simple
energy.
carbs like lollies, rather than caffeine. Obviously, caffeine make you feel good. Then you get all the negatives of bad sleep, which undoes all the benefits you were hoping from the workout. Whereas a little bit of carbohydrates not going to impact your sleep at all.
And we'll give you that energy boost.
And we'll give you the energy and, actually fuels the training you're doing in the gym. So carbohydrates, a great swap instead of caffeine if you're working out after lunchtime.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. That's everything you need to know on meal timing and frequency. And until new research and science comes out, we'll change our minds. But for now,
it's actually one of the most well-researched things as well.
Yeah.
There's so much out there. So do not hold your breath.
Yeah. So as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll speak to you on the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to get the information in this episode and more, you can download the 30-day health optimization blueprint, which is all the tools and tactics that we use with our clients every day for 30 days. We'll deliver you an email in your inbox. Just head to lockerroomgym.com/blueprint to get the emails. That's lockerroomgym.com/blueprint.